How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome! Today, we have the return of an annual video series that I actually haven't done in a year or so. We have our, RZR studio tour kind of thing. Actually recently redecorated a big chunk of the studio, and I'll talk about what I have done and some plans for some of the stuff behind, because I do plan on swapping some stuff up back here. And you also get to see the rest of the studio past the camera that you typically don't get to see. Sometimes you get to see like kind of what's off to the side when I do one of the videos that I record at the table. But yeah, sit back, relax. I'm just gonna walk around, talk about a bunch of stuff, yap about things, and yeah, I like watching some folks' studio tours when they have like a really cool room or studio. So I figured some folks out there might enjoy this, and I have way too much stuff. We'll talk about that also in this video, because man, I need a bigger studio, or I need to downsize, or both. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and kind of swap perspectives and get to this. All right, so now I am behind the camera, and so we are gonna do the studio tour from this perspective, as we are staring at the our normal recording space. We also have the space next to it, and I also realized I do need to close. I'm gonna close the door here, but my dog is laying in the doorway, so hold on. Okay, so I have closed the door. There's the dog. So I just had to move it. All right, so let's start talking about the studio. We'll kind of give a little bit of a tour, starting from the entrance. We do have a Shadowverse. This is Erd. Is Erd? I was gonna say Erder. I think it's just Erd. And then we also have just like a lucky Miku thing. For not being a huge fan of Miku, I actually own a lot of random Miku stuff. So you'll see a lot of Miku stuff here. I guess I am a fan of Miku, but I don't actually listen to any of her stuff. I just randomly get Miku merch, so I have Miku stuff. And then we have Best Girls, Beatrix, and Zeta, and, well, they're my favorite characters from Grand Blue Fantasy, and very, very excited for Beatrix here to appear in Relink, which should be coming out very, very soon. So yeah, we have our couple tapestries here. Next to the tapestries, we have an uncut sheet of Magic the Gathering. And for someone who doesn't post a lot of Magic content here on Red Zone Rogue, Magic is actually a very old and dear thing for me. I actually really love Magic the Gathering, and I'm actually getting back into Magic, and I'll be posting a lot more on my Magic the Gathering channel, Rogue Planeswalkers Guild. I'm making a new Magic channel. I guess I did 6 months ago, but yeah, I've been really enjoying playing Magic recently, specifically Pauper, Vintage Cube, and I'm getting into pre-modern, so old stuff, but it really speaks to me, and I love it quite a bit. And then over here, I don't want to step on the dog. Over here, we have, a Force of Will poster. This is a Rhea Cluster poster. And then down here, we have a We Cross poster. And for me, I think I'm a classy guy. I laugh because I don't know if my partner would agree, but I do prefer to at least frame my posters, and if they don't fit entirely, I do like to give them a little bit of white backing to make it look like they belong. And then down here, I have like a charger. I have another uncut sheet for a game called Legions Realms at War, and then we have some various posters and pictures and tapestries and stuff that just don't fit in the studio. You'll see we're jam-packed. We have some various other paintings and stuff. Took down this Lexi one recently and put up some new stuff. All right, let's head in to the studio proper. So this is kind of like the view you get heading in. It's just a room. Like I said, I really wish we had a bigger space to record, and I do have my studio lights on, so kind of get a glimpse of how I record and stuff and how I do my lighting. I do have a 3-point lighting setup. Kind of a little bit of different setup, but this is kind of most of what I do. So I have a couple umbrella lights, and then I have a big spotlight that has adjustable lighting back there. And then I have the overhead. I tried turning off the overhead for this, and it didn't look good. So we're going to be doing the overhead. So here we have, step over the dog. Her name is Potato, by the way. She's looking at me. Hi, Potato. Can you say hi to the people? She's very sweet. Don't mind the don't mind the dirt. Yeah, I do need to vacuum. All right, so we have some various paintings and posters just kind of like up around the studio. Here's one of my my lights here that has a cute little Arknights plush, and then some various bags. This is a bag that I got from the Capcom store in Japan, and then I have a lot more tote bags down there that I picked up in Japan. And then once again, here's just kind of like more of the pictures that we have just up in the studio along this wall. Here's like a foil. Maybe I turn off this light so you can get a better idea. Oh, that's just dark. Well, it turned out fine. So we have a foil Grand Archive Mercurial Heart poster. I have this canvas print of Final Stroke from Grand Archive from one of my favorite artists and a good friend of the channel, Pinakas. You'll see a lot more Pinakas stuff today. I've done a lot of work with him. He's fantastic. And I got this one at the very first World Championship for Grand Archive. And then, of course, we have a couple Shadowverse Evolve Japanese posters as well. This is set 3, Flame of Levatine. And then this one is from an artist friend, Alan Erie. We have this print of this cool mecha that I got as well. And then Yor, done by another artist friend, Honshu. And then we have more tapestries into the closet, a lot of Shadowverse related stuff. Shadowverse or, Cygames related things. A lot of Mushimaru. I'm a big fan of Mushimaru's artwork. So I have some Mushimaru tapestries here, like Olivia and Forte and Daria. And then we have just a big Shadowverse general one that has like Luna, Erica, Arisa, like a lot of the Shadowverse characters. Let me turn on this light again. And then we'll get back here. Don't worry, we'll talk about all the other stuff. But we'll go from here and then work our way over. So this is something that I recently changed, is this thing right here. This kind of like display area. And this is going to be part of background display that you'll see when I do videos that I record at the table. And I have a couple Gundam posters up. I have this Gundam card game poster that was given to me at the world premiere event by Bandai. I actually have 2 of these. And I have one framed up and the other one is kind of in that pile of other posters and stuff. And then this other poster is from a PS2 Gundam game that you may or may not recognize. So I'm not going to tell you what it is, but if you recognize it, comment down below. It is someone versus something versus something. So that's the hint. But it's very cool, and this is an original poster from Japan. So this is not a reproduction; it's an original. The Godzilla down here is a repop. So this is a reproduction poster of the original Godzilla film. I think it looks amazing. Both of these posters I had to get special frames for because they are Japanese-sized posters, and you just can't get them in the U.S. So I had to special order them and import them from Japan. So yeah, I have a couple posters that had to have these special frames. Obviously, I can get like custom frames made, but I wanted to just get actual Japanese frames. And then over here we have some custom hand-drawn artwork by a TCG industry artist, one of my favorites, Livia Prima. She is an artist who does stuff for Flesh and Blood, but she's mostly known for Magic the Gathering. But she's fantastic. These are both Flesh and Blood characters. We have Dromai here, and we have Prism. And of course you can see it's made out to me, Red Zone Rogue. So yeah, these are like custom hand-drawn things that I had requested. So that's really cool. Even though I don't really play Flesh and Blood anymore, I haven't in over 2 years, going on 3 years, I still really love these. And so, yeah, these definitely have a nice place here in the studio. And then for the rest of the display, we have one of my favorite anime, Kakaguri. This is really nice, and it makes a lot of sense here in the studio. Here's that awesome little like foil print that we got at the Capcom store in Tokyo. Here's a Sylvie plush. We have my favorite couple in Gundam, good old Quattro Vegeta and Haman-sama, or Char and Haman Karn. This is another hand-drawn Shikishi by a fantastic artist, Japanese artist. I forget their name, but I do want to get a custom frame for this built. But I do have their card here. So let's see. This is Shiro Yayoi. Anyway, yeah. So I picked this one up in Japan a couple years back. Here's some various pins. Some of them are like official Magic enamel pins. Here's a Flesh and Blood one. And then these are like by a good friend, Lucky Yuki. And then here's a Gachapon pin. Over here, these are some custom Red Zone Rogue, like metal tokens. These are available in the merch store. They don't sell super well, but you can use them for various things. This is a Franklin Mint Lord of the Rings Gandalf dagger. My parents bought this for me a long time ago when I was young. It's really cool. I'm a huge fan of Lord of the Rings, and so this is one of the things that kind of comes across here in the studio that shows I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings. Here is one of the most expensive and nicest anime figures that I have. This is Schwartz from Arknights. She's huge and she looks absolutely fantastic. But she's so big, she's so tall, she doesn't go in anything else. She can't fit. Here is another Miku. This one is the Gundam collab Miku, specifically the Endless Waltz Wing Miku. So, like I said, I don't listen to any Miku stuff, but I just have a lot of Miku stuff. The fact that she collabs with Gundam is fantastic. And then this is actually kind of blocking off a bunch of industry business cards that I've picked up. So we're not going to show those off. But yeah, I have a bunch of business cards from like various TCG devs and stuff across the industry. Here's some buttons that I picked up at the Capcom store. And then this is the like the Chinese New Year Gundam promo that I might do something special with this in the future. And then just some more stickers and stuff. So taking a step back from here, we have what I call the Towers of Power. These are mostly full of just cards. And you can see I have written and scratched off things. I have a bunch of sorcery, like alpha sorcery here. GA hits. These are like valuable GA cards. I have more elsewhere as well, but these are like, you know, desirable cards. Shadowverse Evolve, we have a bunch of Gundam here. Down here we have an original painting for sorcery. This thing, a lot of people ask me about this. This is an original, you know, hand-drawn painting from sorcery. That is a mixed Terra. I used to have it up here, but I kind of wanted to theme this a little bit more for the studio. So we're going to be putting this elsewhere in the house, I think. And then I have some uncut sheets for sorcery right here as well that I need to find a good home for. You can see they're a little dusty, but I have 3. Hold on, I can show you. I have three of the sorcery uncut sheets. I've sold all of the rest. These are the ones that remain. So it's an elite sheet, and then 2. I think it's 2 elite sheets. I think, yeah, these are the 2 elite sheets, and then I have 1 unique sheet left. That's just like the sites. But I did sell like the other unique sheet. All right, so let's move on to, well, I gotta hold the camera a little bit different because my hand's cramping. So this is the actual background display that everyone is used to. And then above it, we have a whole bunch of like boxes of cards and stuff. So up here, I guess we'll start up top. And it actually extends behind, the studio's pretty packed. So I was actually keeping a lot of these for display purposes, so I can make like a cool displays for the background here, but I just have too much stuff now. So sometime very soon, I'm going to be getting rid of almost all of this. Just the empty boxes, rather. I have some stuff up here that's not empty boxes. Oops, as I almost trip on the tripod. So I do have some stuff up here that's not empty boxes, like this really awesome Godzilla thing that I picked up in Tokyo. And then I have some cool like magic related stuff that I'm going to be using at some point. So here's like here's like, I could put this over here. Here's like a Shivan Dragon, oversized Shivan Dragon that I got in an old Duelist magazine. Still mint in package Fallen Empires comic that has a Fallen Empires booster pack in it. And then I have a Liliana, a signed Liliana metal poster thing that I got from Steve Argyle. And so this stuff will go and a magic display. And we'll talk about that in a moment when I talk about all of our displays here. But a lot of this other stuff is going to be recycled very, very shortly. Some of the stuff I will keep, like the one of each of all of the Grand Archive boxes, because those are really, really useful when I do like the how to play or how to start playing Grand Archive. So I have visual examples of all the stuff. And then behind that, you can kind of see the 1, 5, 4 upside down. Those are Magic the Gathering figures. I have Jace, Chandra, Nissa, and Liliana. And those will go into the Magic display as well. And then I have some other figures that I just don't have space, including like an Ash. And there's some like more Magic and Forcible display stuff back there. All right, so let's talk about the actual background display. And here's the chair that I normally sit on. I'm probably gonna move that aside, so I don't trip on that as well. So here's like, yeah, I would say this is the main display, but this whole thing is like the main display. So starting up here, I'm not gonna go over everything, but this is kind of like the WeCross shelf. It does have other things, other than WeCross. Like we have more Kakaguri, and we have some Fate characters as well. But here's just a lot of WeCross stuff, various cards, more pins, Tama figures. Here we have some Princess Connect figures. We'll see more of those. A little Tama keychain, some WeCross Shikishi, a Spinaria. This is from side games like Grand Blue Fantasy, Shadowverse. You'll see a lot of that kind of stuff spread in. So my plan with this shelf is I'm probably going to get rid of the shelf and then replace it with something. Basically, my general idea here is I want to add a more specific Gundam shelf, and I want to move all my Gunpla from downstairs up here, and I want to make the Gundam shelf a little bit more prominent. So currently this row here is more or less the Gundam shelf, but I want to add a lot of my Gunpla from downstairs and bring it up here. And then I also want to add a Magic the Gathering shelf as well, because I'm getting back into Magic, like I said, and I think it's going to be a big part of at least my second channel. So that's that. Well, that's this. So I'm going to be moving some stuff up here and then swapping some things. I want to make a little bit more central. So basically the idea here is the more centralized shelves. So the Gundam one, this is the Shadowverse shelf, and then this one's Grand Archive. These are like the main games that I cover. And then these ones are also just kind of like, it's mostly these ones are the main games that I cover. And then everything else just kind of like where it fits and makes a lot of sense. So I do want to centralize some stuff, like I said, Gunpla a little bit more. So let's talk about this shelf. So here we have the mostly Gundam shelf, but not all Gundam. So we have like Lacus Klein here. Here we have, this is not a beta or alpha Sarah Angel, it's actually collector's edition. It means it has like the pointed corners, but still very nice card. We have a Saber, I think that's Saber Rider. It might not be Rider, it might be, I don't remember, but I do have a Saber back there, it's hard to see her. This is Vivi from one of my favorite, most underrated anime, Vivi Florid Eye Song. When they made a figure of her, I just absolutely had to get her. I love that anime. This is a Girls Frontline character. Is it A1? I don't remember her name. They're all named after guns. We have some more Gundam characters. My favorite, Sayla Mass. We have this Gunpla in particular is extremely special to me and will always live in some place of honor in the display. Here it's between these two lovely ladies. But this is the very last thing that my father built before he passed away. And I'm very honored to have it. And I'm gonna do some other special stuff with some of the stuff that he had. But he and I were just reconnecting over like model kits and building Gunpla before he passed away. So this is extremely special to me. So yeah, I'm not gonna choke up and talk about it too much, but yeah, that's very important. Here we have this figure from an artist you might recognize. Very spicy artist. We have a little tiny Gunpla. I have a couple of these. These are coming gachapons. So these, you do build these. This little wing, Gundam wing down here. And then I also have a Rick, or this is just Rick Dom over here as well. And then back there, you can see, I forget his name, but there is a Gundam back there. Maybe I can get a manual zoom. Hold on, can I get the... Yeah, there you go. That's from one of my favorite Gundam series. That's from Stardust Memory, which is very cool. And then I also have like an alternate color Gundam from Seed in the back that's hard to see. And then we have from Phantasy Star Online. I forgot her name, but she's very cute. This is, you know, fits the mecha theme. And then this is actually one of the figures that Pinakis designed the character for. So I had to get it. It's one of the like posable figures. I think it might her name might be. Oh, I don't remember her name, but she's very pretty. So we have her up here. We have some of my various media badges from Grand Archive events, like Worlds, all that kind of stuff. We got a little dangly free run. And then this one, I think we'll go quicker. I tell this is gonna take a long time. So here we have this is the Shadowverse shelf. So we have stuff like Cerberus and Olivia and Forte, Luna. We have another Miku. This one is the the Rage of Bahamut Miku collab. So she's wearing an outfit that's very similar to a lot of the characters from Rage of Bahamut. So it actually kind of looks almost like Forte's outfit, just, you know, different coloring, but similar design. And then we also have some little mini figures down here. I have the full set. These are all of the Rage of Bahamut ones, but you might recognize these characters from like Shadowverse as well. We have like Orcus and Vampy, and then like Cerberus, and then I have some like other special Shadowverse cards, like for the first English World Championship. That was one of the cards for that, and then we have a holiday card and a bunch of other stuff in the back. This row down here, this one is my Grand Archive shelf. It's kind of out of order because I still need to put everything back behind all the figures, because I did that recent how to start playing Grand Archive video, and I took a lot of props out from there. So we're going to be moving some stuff back there. This shelf's going to be changing quite a bit, but we have some very nice and valuable cards here. We have my Creators Guild Frostborn Paladin, and this is a Rococo done by Gule, like a little acrylic stand. And once again, I'm gonna try to go quicker. I'm gonna try to go a lot quicker. This is artist proof done by Pinakis, which is excellent. Dragon's Crown figure. We have some sealed Grand Archive back here. That is a sealed Kickstarter box, and that's a sealed the Prelude decks, Dark General from Rage of Bahamut. This is the test print foil of our collab card, Karhazi Courier. It's a 1 of 1. We have a little slime, because I do like me some Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest. We have the very first creator collab promo card. Very, very nice. And then we have some like custom art cards that were drawn by artist friend Honshu. These are like amazing looking. So yeah, those are really cool. Down below, this one is kind of like a miscellaneous shelf of like old stuff that I definitely need to, this is one that needs to be cleaned up as well. You can see some various things here. There's like the Star Trek TCG, X-Files TCG back there. That green box is Dragoborn starters. We have all these Grand Archive Ascent dice. Here's some sealed Keyforge and some like promo cards from Genesis, as well as Alestrals. Here's a Tomb Raider starter brick, Legend of the Five Rings stuff. You'll see more Legend of the Five Rings. And on the very bottom, we have some various manga that I need to move elsewhere as well, because I have a manga like in our bedroom as well, including more of the Grand Archive, another sealed Prelude deck thing. There's a bunch of Freeren and Junji Ito and some other like dojins, like art dojins right there. All right, over here we have more figures. I'm starting to get tired already. just holding the camera up. We'll go much quicker. So this one we do need to fix the background. You can see some stuff in the background on here, but I want to add more stuff back there. But we have various Arknights figures, Fate figures. We'll go down. More Arknights figures, Punishing Grey Raven. One of my favorite figures that I have. This is Lyn from Fire Emblem. Absolutely love Lyn. We also have some Godzilla representation and a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh representation back there. Because if you don't know, I used to play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh when I was a kid. And when they released these legendary dual deck things, I thought they were really cool. So I picked those up actually like in the last few years. We have this Craft Vanguard 15th anniversary pin that I picked up at Card Game Festival this year in Tokyo. Very cool. And then some Godzilla stuff. I picked up that Godzilla promo last year at Card Game Festival in Tokyo. And then next to it we have some various pins. Like I said, love my girl Beatrix. And then we have some more Grand Blue pins as well. I have some nice ones here. There's some very, very nice pins. I have some Uma Musume ones too. And then these are like my badges from like various anime expos. Like my exhibitor badges from AX and my Bushiroad Media badge. Down here, we have more figures. We have my Zeta and my Beatrix figure, as well as this Colors Blue figure. And then behind all the waifus, we actually have Middle-earth CCG. And some of it, it's hard to tell because of the darkness. That's a sealed box of Middle-earth CCG. We have some acrylics from Shadowverse, pins. This Elvish Lyrist promo is extremely important to me. This is one of the cards that I got for attending and competing in the old Magic the Gathering Super Series, the Junior Super Series, JSS. I have a couple Barris promos, but I think this might have been the first one that I got. So this one's really important to me. I've had this forever. So I recently pulled that out when I was like going through my Magic stuff, and I was like, okay, this needs a spot on the shelf. Down here we have some Idolmaster figures. We have some various Bushiroad promo cards, and then some Riftbound acrylics. We have a Japanese 5th edition starter brick there that I opened, as well as some Wyvern. All of the Wyvern, with the exception of the Chameleon, that it's really hard to see past the ladies. That Chameleon's not sealed, but all the other Wyvern is 100% sealed. And then we go down even more, and then we have some more Arknights, Fate, that one, this succubus-looking lady, she's from ZX, Zillions of Enemy X. We'll see more of that later. That's a Japanese trading card game. It's just various stuff. And then beneath that, we have all of my Art of Magic books. I have the full set down there. And some various other like art books, like D&D art books. I have Larry Elmore art book down there, but a lot of like Magic stuff. And then all this other junk, that's not junk on the floor, but I have some cool stuff on the floor. So that is Sealed Blood Wars TCG. I'm going to do a video on that later this year. And then all of these bags right here, these are various things that I picked up in Tokyo that are like, I don't know, book-shaped stuff. And then over here, I guess I'll do it while we're down here, tons of WeCross. This is all WeCross for the most part. We also have some cards. We have some ZX and WeCross. I have a Twitch pin that's from Penny Arcade. And it's a very other, like, you know, keychains and stuff. But next to that, we have a ton of sealed L5R. It's hard to, once again, hard to tell because the light isn't good down here. But yeah, that's all sealed L5R, and it kind of goes back. It's like stacked up. And then next to that, we have more like art books and world books. We have Diablo and Warcraft. All right, let's go back up to the top. So this is the final shelf here. This is just kind of like a miscellaneous shelf, but there's some cool stuff. Here's like I can't really call it, it might have been the Shoujo series, Bishoujo series. But anyway, this is Beetlejuice. This is like anime girl Beetlejuice. We have some Uma Musume. We have this is a beta, no, it's beta. I'll say alpha. No, this is a beta Plaguerats. And then on the other side is a revised animate wall with some of the best art in any TCG ever. Yeah, I don't know why I put it specifically up here, but there we go. Got that back there. And then behind all of the figures here is a whole bunch of sealed Force of Will. In fact, it is the first for primarily English Force of Will. It's the Grim Cluster. So I have every single Grim Cluster set back there. And there's also some like Pokemon. There's like a Sabrina back there. And various other like pins and other random stuff. Down here on this shelf, this is where you can start get to more of the really nice figures. So we have Arknight's figure. This is another Miku that I picked up. I don't know, once again, maybe I'm just a secret Miku fan. But she's got some great figures. We have some Azure Lane back there, more Princess Connect, and then some Gundam, good old Death Scythe here. And then back there I have a sealed starter of the Sailor Moon TCG. And then here's some little acrylic pixel dudes that I picked up in Tokyo. And then here's a Monster Hunter monster back there. Yeah. Next shelf, we have more like large figures. This one is from Sheer Echo Project. Very, very cool figure. Some of the cards here, this is a Misato that was given to me. That's a Union Arena Misato given to me by my buddy Cosmic. We have this lovely card given to me by, once again, friend Lucky Yuki. We have Kuching. I don't really play Genshin anymore, but she's like my favorite character in Genshin. I have some of my other favorite characters around here too. There's a Ganyu here as well. We've got our only bunny figure in the back. We have more Arknights figures. Oh, here's another Miku. I don't know, I just like the demon the demon Mikus. We have some more Uma Musume. We have more Arknights. This figure is fantastic for Arknights. And then that card there is a artist proof Uzuri hand drawn by Soyame. It's pretty hard to get Soyame artist proofs these days, so it's a really nice one. Then I have a Viz Media manga like pin that I got at Anime Expo. And here's another Beatrix because she is best girl. And then down below we have a Cardfight Vanguard now. We have more Cardfight Vanguard stuff, as you can see. And then some Idolmaster stuff as well. These, someone actually recognized these two, which really surprised me. It's from a manga and gacha game, but I like the manga more, called Sinnoh Alice by Yoko Taro. So it's really cool. I have these two Sinnoh Alice figures. Here's more Uma Musume. More Idolmaster. Here's our Ganyu. Very nice. This is a cute little keychain by my buddy Ghoul of my favorite Blue Archive character, Aru. And then down here, we have more Arknights figures, Azure Lane figures, and then we have Grand Blue Fantasy, and then some more ZX figures as well. Huge shout out to anyone who recognizes any of the stuff that I didn't name, like by name, but yeah, we got a lot of stuff. I can't point out literally everything. So as I sit here, this is kind of what I see normally. That shelf over there, we do have some figures, but it's mostly like card storage and semi-organized card storage. Here we have just kind of like this art display that fills out the rest of the wall space. We have our entire Project Red Zone Mecha series. A lot of folks thought these were like playmats. These are much bigger than playmats. It's kind of hard to tell exactly how big they are, but they're quite. My hand here. They're quite big. And then I had them all like custom made and printed so I can hang them up in the studio because I'm extremely proud of this series. And once again, Pinakas is a great artist and, like I said, good friend of the channel. So, yep, we have the full series printed here, and if we do more, we'll probably print more and kind of fit them here. Most of the prints in here has like a story behind them, and maybe I'll quickly go over most of the stories. So we'll talk about the art wall, and then we'll talk about like everything everything else. Okay, so let's go to the top. So this green one at the top, that is a hand-drawn Uzuri from Flesh and Blood. Like I said, I haven't played Flesh and Blood in like 3 years. But that one's also really important to me. That one is done by Iswardi Therianto. And Uzuri in particular, you saw the Soime artist proof sketch for Uzuri, but she's important to me because she is the hero that I personally revealed and spoiled for Flesh and Blood. So even though I don't play the game anymore, that still is like really important to me. And then down here, this is Diana and Arasana from Grand Archive. This is signed by the artist, Triss. And this was given to me at the very first Grand Archive World Championship. Down here, this one was gifted to me by artist Honshu. It's beautiful. I really like this this art. And then here we have this old, out-of-date anime calendar that I hope to get an updated one this year at Anime Expo. Over here, these little tiny magic prints. These are from one of the art books that I have. So we have like the Weatherlight, Sarah Angel, Llanowar Elves, and Urborg. Above that, this is Yuka from Blue Archive. This was a gift from the artist Gyul, who helped design our main mascot character, Katsumi Kadako. So that one also has significance for me. So I definitely need to hang up here. This is a very large Magic the Gathering print. They're actually tilted the light, so it wasn't as bad. That is a Collie of the Vast by Scott M. Fisher. That is a limited print that I got from one of the various like Magic art stores. And I think it's like an 11 out of 85 or something to that effect right there. It's very, very nice. This one doesn't really have a story. It's just a nice Shadowverse poster that I picked up in Tokyo. It's one of those Japanese frames as well. And then above, we have our very first Katsumi Kadako splash art done by Honshu. That's the first time I ever worked with her. And so I got that printed and put up there. And then here we have a very cool Cygames poster. Once again, also in one of those Japanese frames. And I do a lot of work with Cygames, so that one is just kind of relevant to me and the channel. Below, we have our humble air conditioner that keeps me alive when it's hot. It's currently really hot in the studio, so that's going to be turned on the moment I stop recording, because it's loud. But we don't have central AC. A lot of places in Oregon just don't. And I live in like the Portland area, so that's a little Toshiba one. Here we have, well, you can count, but there's like a lot of there's a lot of playmats there. So we have an ungodly amount of playmats. These are what I would consider my good playmats. I have so much more. I have like maybe 4 times, like a triple, but maybe 4 times as much of this. And then on top of that, we have all of my Gundam decks. So all of my Gundam decks are in there. For the most part, there's like 3 Gundam decks not in there that I'll showcase later. The little plushie is Mizuki from Arknights. And then here's some like, extra playmats and stuff behind that. Over here, this is, the top 2 are like cards and decks. All of these are like fully built decks. Most of them are Grand Archive, but I also have like Weiss Schwartz and Card Fight Vanguard. You can see our, you can see a Cyberpunk thing right there. The plush is a Nimi Nightmare. You can also see some, Warlord and some other various stuff up top. There's also a drinking horn, by the way. Nice drinking horn. The shelf down here, this is all like sleeves for the most part. There's a Dragon Shield hat and some other various like supplies like these playmat tubes. But these are all like full of like anime sleeves. And then beneath that, it's hard to see. We have the remote for the AC. We have more sleeves. And then beneath that is a bunch of just random like recording video supplies and very studio stuff. And then here's a random Battle Spirit Saga collector or influencer ambassador kit thing that Bandai sent me. These boxes, they need to go at some point. These are anime figure boxes for like Arknight stuff. We have 2 figures on top. We have one from Fate, and the other one is Tama from WeCross. And then some various like writing supplies and stuff. And there's a wristband from an escape room that my partner and I did. We like escape rooms quite a bit. We like puzzles, and there's a couple local ones that we go to that we've done almost all of the ones I have. So yeah, that's kind of this general. I mean, you can also see the chair that has my Gundam jacket that was given to me by Bandai, and some more like recording supplies, mic, a webcam, headset. I actually do almost all of my recording here. I'm actually setting up currently to record an unboxing video of these Shadowverse booster boxes. These are just these are the magic things that I pulled down from before. I'll put them back later when I have extra hands. We have some Dragon Shield boxes here that I'm going to use for a review video, because Dragon Shield sent me some product to check out. It's their Dragon Lock system. It's really, really nice. Here's the full box. And here's like the decks inside. It's really nice. I actually like it quite a bit. So I'm going to do a full review of this very shortly. Here's my label printer and a scale and all that kind of good stuff. Over here we have another display shelf. Like I said, this is like mostly just like not loose cards. This is mostly like cards, decks, binders. We do have like this figure shelf. Up top we have some boxes, sealed and otherwise. There's some sealed boxes of Genesis, sealed boxes of Dragoborn, Altered. I think that Zendikar Rising box is open. A lot of the Magic ones are opened. The two Jumpstart boxes right here. The packs are open, but we left the packs together so we can like just play with them again. So that's like, you know, Jumpstart like a cube almost. I need to sleeve those up. And then the unsanctioned box, there's a bunch of loose Magic packs to do like Chaos Draft. And then all these boxes over here for the most part are open except for the Jumpstart booster right there. Here we have another one of our art prints that I didn't really know where to put, so I just kind of stuck it up there. And like here's the Miku figure box that you may have seen before. All of these little figure boxes behind this lady right here, these are all Nendroids that are like in the box. These are like unopened Nendroid boxes. I got them in a lucky bag, and not sure what to do with those. And then down here we have, there's a weird cut. I had to take a little bit of break. But yes, this is our next shelf. As you can see, lots of cards. These are sealed Zillions of Enemy X or ZX, like booster boxes. And there might be some other stuff here like Build Divide. I think this one right here is Build Divide. If you'd like to see me do stuff with these, let me know in the comment section down below. This is more ZX. Mostly this shelf is like Japanese card games. Here's a ZX box. Here's more ZX. Here's a Pokemon deck. This one is my Gym Leader Challenge Pokemon deck. Behind that, we have sealed Alpha Clash and Battle Spirits. We have some sealed stuff here. This one is Arsenal base cards for Gundam. So like here's one of the Arsenal base cards, and then some other various. Oh, you can't even see them. That's blocking the way. I have so much stuff, man. But there's other like various Japanese card games behind there. Over here we have Warlord, some Sorcery. All of these are like punch outs for Wecross. And then behind this is actually quite heavy. It has a bunch of my old Warlord stuff in it. We have a bunch of Magic the Gathering novels that will likely go on the Magic shelf when I kind of like finally make the Magic shelf. This one has been taken over by Anime Figures because I just needed more space. So we have her. She's from, I can't remember the exact name, but it's like the English name. It's like Iron Fortress. It's a mecha gacha mobile game. You wouldn't know by looking at her, but it is from a mecha gacha mobile game. She's very pretty. And then we have our Azure Lane Race Queens. I wanted to collect a lot more of these, but man, they keep making them, and I don't have the space. I don't have the space for them. But we do have some of my favorite Azure Lane characters, like Prince Eugen here. But yeah, these are very lovely, and these are not cheap figures. In the back here, we have Deedlit from Record of Lodoss War. That's kind of like a figure, not a big figure. It's like a model kit, basically. And then we have some more ZX boxes, Yo-Star Passport. Here we have just a lot of cards and stuff, as you can see here. Back there, there's a bunch of Shadowverse stuff. This whole pile is like Shadowverse. So for example, we have some like Shadowverse promos, a bunch of empty boxes here. Here's some signed Seb McKinnon artist things. I was a really, really big fan of his. I still really like his work, but I do remember a lot of people getting upset with him because of his various ideas during the pandemic. But I still think he's a fantastic artist. So I do have a bunch of Seb McKinnon artwork downstairs in our game room. This is a modern deck. It's Modern Reanimator from Magic. Hold on, let me open that up. You can see Archon of Cruelty in there. This is a Rebecca Gay deck box that my dad bought me when I was quite young, like in middle school. So this is, I love this deck box. So I'll be using this actually for my pre-modern deck that we'll talk about in a moment. And then we just have some more stuff. We have Chrono Core and these are sleeves. And then these are all like Grand Archive cards. We have We Cross decks back there. Down here we have more stuff, a bunch of Grand Archive here. This is Japanese Weiss Schwartz. Very pretty. Then we have a bunch of Magic, including some very nice Magic here. So, for example, here's my favorite card ever, Recurring Nightmare. I have like a foil Avatar of Woe, foil Greyborn Muse. So I'm building a rock pre-modern deck. And so that's some of the cards I'm going to be using for that. So we have the pre-modern stack here, right here. And this is my Hopper stack here. These are the two like constructor formats that I'm really into. And then we have some basic lands, including some very cool like Japanese form black border with my favorite forest. I think this is Forest C from Alpha Beta Unlimited Revised 4th edition. These are all commander decks for Magic. Here's some more Seb McKinnon stuff. A signed little whale sketch by Seb McKinnon. Down here we have more Magic, and these aren't like junk piles. This is like, I just have piles of like good stuff. Here's a Ragavan and a Wormcoil engine. Let's see, let's top of this one. We got foil Liliana and foil Bloodghast. Yeah, I have a lot of Magic. These two decks are, what is it? Oathbreaker. These are Oathbreaker. These are all, so this one is like a bunch of commander decks. This is all my Force of Will cards, or all my Force of Will decks. It's kind of like a battle box. And then we have some Japanese We Cross. And then down here, a ton of binders. These are all like various binders. Flesh and Blood, Magic the Gathering. Here's a full set of foil Theros Beyond Death. Theros Beyond Death, yes. This is a full set of Dragoborn, like a full collection, one of everything. This is a full set of Wyvern. There's a lot of stuff. Here's my full set of Alpha Sorcery. If you ever want to see like the binders and stuff, let me know. Maybe I'll do a video. I have done some videos in the past. Oh, this binder is pretty cool though. Let's showcase this one because it's small and I can show you. These are all artist proofs. So these are all various like artist proofs for Flesh and Blood. Absolutely beautiful stuff here. No, the whole binder isn't full, but yeah, it's very nice. I can't do it with one hand here, but it is very, very cool. So I was like, I wasn't sure what to do with these. I do want to sell like most of them too, but for the time being, they will live in that binder. And then finally, I guess I didn't talk about the stuff down here. Don't look at the cables. Don't look at the cables. Don't look at the cables. This box here is just random sleeves. They're like extra sleeves. It's a big box too. It's just full of extra sleeves that I've had. You know, like after you build a deck out of like 100 sleeves and the deck is like 60 cards, you got like 40 extra sleeves. That's where all of my extra sleeves are. So I need to figure out something to do with that. All right, so let's showcase the horror that is the closet, because this is where I gotta make sure I open this properly so the tapestries don't catch. All right, so take a gander at the storage. Yeah, hey look, there's an old D&D book, the old D&D monster manual. There's some various binders, boxes, cards. You can see World of Warcraft TCG, Force of Will. There's probably like several dozen different TCGs up here. Dragoborn cards, Vanguard cards. There's a ton of Magic in here. You can see these labeled: Ultraman, Wheatcross, Alpha Fab, Altered, more Wheatcross. Yeah, there's a lot. There's even like Genshin Impact TCG there. So yeah, that's that side. We got two sides. We got two sides. This other side is a little tricky. I actually have to grab this and then move it over. Apologies. And then we have the more horror. Hey, Ashes Reborn. That's a fantastic game. But there's a lot of like figure boxes in here. I've started to just break them down. More cards. More cards. There's just tons of stacks of these boxes. These are all full too. And they are mostly labeled, but some of them aren't. I do need to label them. So like one down there is like Pokemon. And it just keeps going. It just keeps going on the back, man. Like I said, I really need more space. I need like I'd kill to have like a studio that's like double this size. And like you can see here, tons of old random TCGs. There's like Huntic there. You can see a Union Arena box back there. Battle Spirits. We have some Alpha Clash. Yeah, so I can just leave this open. I'll close it up in a moment. So yeah, that's basically the studio. It's kind of like my happy place where I can just hang out and chill. The general idea of the studio is that I wanted it to give off vibes kind of like my favorite local game stores. And, just full of like cool TCG stuff, anime stuff. I kind of went overboard with a lot of the anime figures. As you can see, I have a lot. I have a lot of anime figures, but I will be, like I said, redecorating a decent chunk of this to be more Gundam specific. I have a bunch of Gunplay downstairs, like I said, that I'm going to bring up here. And then I'm going to make a Magic shelf too, with those combination of those books and some other Magic stuff that I've kind of collected. And I do like this kind of like clean space over here. So yeah, everyone, thank you all so much for watching. I'm not going to show me because I'm actually kind of sweaty here. I'm actually kind of sweaty because the studio is hot. That's the big thing. The studio gets quite hot in here. So I'm going to give you kind of the full panorama. But yeah, spend a ton of time in here. I'm not showing you like all of the stuff. Here's like the recording desk, but thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate you for watching this video. If you're watching this video, then you must care at least a little bit about the channel. So I want to say a huge thank you. You can say goodbye to my dog, Potato. Hey, Potato. She probably wants to go outside. Since I closed the door, she's been trapped in here with me. Potato, do you want to go outside in a minute? Okay, we'll go outside in a second, okay? Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm going to go take the dog out. And thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Maybe hype the video if you can. I really appreciate you for, being here. It means a lot. So thanks so much, everyone. Comment whatever you want down below. And count the number of people who talk about the waifu anime figures. Count the number of times people mention the word goon in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.